Welcome back to the greatest show on the internet.
It's me. I'm back. No more
Albert was fired.
Albert died on the way to his home planet.
He will probably make guest appearances in the future, but he has been fired, unfortunately. Nah, he hasn't. He can come back anytime he wants. Not that he's watching this.
Charles and Albert fell out behind the scenes. That's what he doesn't want you to know. But anyway,
We're back. And this week,
Charles decided that we need to do another Star Wars episode for no reason. So yay.
back to back. And we're keeping it relevant this week. And it's about Star Wars The Clone Wars, which just ended. What did you think?
Right, worth mentioning, the reason I didn't do the last one is because I don't care enough about Star Wars to watch The Mandalorian. So this week, I watched all of, Star Wars, The Clone Wars.
We're gonna get
I watched this latest season, who cares? The latest season, watched it. It's okay. It's fun. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's the thing. If I watched, because I didn't watch the previous seasons before this, I would probably care more. Yeah, I would probably care more. But as it is, it's kind of like, I mean, I got what was happening because I have seen the prequels. I do know what Order 66 is, obviously. I know who Darth Maul is, and I know who all these characters. Apart from what's her name? She's the Jedi. Yes, okay. I obviously don't know who she is because she's not in the movies, right? She's just in this.
Not.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she's in episode 9 as a ghost voice at the end.
That doesn't count. So anyway, I didn't really know her, but other than that, I knew the characters already. But I don't know. The thing is with this is
spoilers. We don't need spoilers.
Spoilers, yeah. Because it's a prequel to it's in the middle of episode 2 and 3, right? Because I remember episode 3 is Order 66, and that sets up what happens in episode 4 and the original trilogy.
Yeah, so
this is before that, and it's between the episode 2 and this, because episode 2 is like when the Clone Wars starts, right?
Yes, at the end of episode.
So this is in the in-between period.
Yeah.
How long does this go on for, by the way? I don't know the actual timeline. How long was the Clone Wars in storyline?
It's either a 6 or a 3-year period. I can't remember, but
okay.
It goes from the end of the Attack of the Clones to the end of Revenge of the Sith, basically. And then this final series kind of, when you get to the last episodes, starts happening at the same time as Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. So I understand the thing with that is it takes away lots of stakes immediately because prequels usually do this. It's like none of the characters, there's fight scenes with Anakin where you know he's not in any danger because he survives. You know that. Obi-Wan. He survives. Darth Maul, who died in episode 1, right? He dies in that.
He didn't die.
He got chopped in half. Sorry, but he's fine now. Okay, I guess. I already knew that was a thing, but it's just so weird to me. And then some other part. It's like the animation is really good. I'll say that the animation looks really nice on Disney Plus because I actually got Disney Plus recently. So
we're not sponsored. We want to be like
exactly.
Reach out.
Looks okay. It looks really nice, but a lot of the characters are kind of like. Anakin, this is what I don't like. There's like one sign that he might be turning evil in this entire movie, and I know people are gonna say, well, in episode 3, he shows signs, but even then, I watched that movie. It's so weird. It's so out of nowhere. It's like he just becomes evil out of nowhere. He literally murders a bunch of children out of nowhere, and that was not built up well enough. And in this, I know they didn't have much of a choice because it's kind of like. They were going off what's already been in the other movie, so you can't have him be magically evil right before the movie takes place, right? Because it has to go off what happens in that. But he just seems like an alright guy the whole time until no, he's not. He's evil now. It's like okay, it's still jarring.
Yeah, I think this series is split up into 3 arcs. So you've got the first arc where they go and rescue Echo, who's a clone ARC trooper, who you see throughout the series. So you get introduced to him when he's a rookie, and then he becomes an ARC trooper, and then he dies in a mission rescue, and everyone thinks he's dead.
Right. So I assumed I probably would have cared more if I was watching the show from the start, but because I wasn't, I was just kind of like, well, who is? Well, I mean, I knew it's their friend, but it's kind of like. Also, you know he's going to be alive. You knew they were going to do that because how else were they going to... There's no way they're going to have him travel all the way there and then he's not there. Yeah, the whole Echo thing would have been better if I knew more about him and cared more. Also, that band of crew is the most generic, Look, it's a nerd. Look, it's a guy who's really violent. Look, it's a really good shooter. It's like, okay, most generic characters ever. And also, they're meant to be clones. And I know they're like, oh, well,
Their
you know,
defects.
they went... Yeah, shut up. No. They're literally clones. You cannot convince me that they were just like, oh, yeah, we defected these clones and they didn't work properly, but we're just going to let them stay around. They're still going to work for us. Like, they didn't have any other plans if it went wrong. They was like, yeah, they're still going to work for us. Do they not think about that?
The tech clone doesn't look like any of the other clones. Like, all of them have the resembling shape, and his face is, like, completely different to the rest of them.
Exactly, but yeah, it's just kind of...
I think that was a good arc, though. It was enjoyable. Anakin murdered Admiral Trench at the end. He just went
I thought that was nice.
Went in and just straight up murdered him. It's like, oh, okay.
What? You say you murdered him? It was like a hand shot first scenario where it's like the other guy attacked him first and then he killed him. It's not like he just killed him.
He goes in, he cuts off his robot arms, he threatens him, and then he just stabs him straight through the chest.
No, he stabs him after the guy tried to attack him, though. He didn't just stab him. So that's whatever.
And then the next arc.
Okay, this arc I didn't like because it was too long.
Good.
It was too long.
It should have been two episodes.
It should have been 2 or 1 episode. There's no way they should have had 3 episodes of, hey, these guys know each other, and then she's in jail for 2 episodes. They got out of jail and then they're back in jail for the next episode.
Okay, cool. So the setup for
this is one of them.
At the end of Series 5, Ahsoka is kicked out of the Jedi Academy under false pretense. She leaves. She's accused of being a Sith Lord, and then it turns out another Padawan is actually evil and has been leaking secrets. Anakin discovers this, and then Ahsoka doesn't have to leave, but Ahsoka's kind of like, yeah, no, you guys treated me pretty badly, so I'm just going to go.
One of the aspects I did like of this was like the criticism of the Jedi like culture, because it is flawed. I know they're meant to be the good guys, but some of their logic is not great. Like, I'm sorry,
You're supposed to be compassionate and not have attachment.
Aren't they? That whole idea is so stupid. Like, I know they're meant to be the good guys, and like their essential strategy is have no emotions. That's their strategy. It's like, okay, is that really your best plan here? Just to don't have emotions, and if someone does, they're evil.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it.
Is that it? I also like the idea, though. They mentioned like the Jedi aren't always right. The Republic aren't always right, which is like, I mean, yes, then no government ever is going to always be right. But if they're the good guys, you should have them be right most of the time. You can't just have them be like an inherent part of their ideology is wrong. There's no way that not having emotion will ever work.
Yeah.
As like an idea, and they've never criticized this again as well.
Luke Skywalker in Episode 8 is kind of like the story of the Jedi is failure, and that was something.
And people got mad at that.
Yeah, he goes on a rant about it, and you're like, actually, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly, he's right. He's totally right, because I didn't love The Last Jedi. I thought it was okay. I thought it was kind of average, but I didn't think it was awful. But one of the I think it's okay. We can do that episode, baby. I don't really watch it. I don't care about it. No, we're not. But it's just like the Jedi ideas are so like people just don't question them, I guess. But it's like because they're better than the Siths, which is obviously true. But some of them, the logic is it doesn't work. The idea that they should not have emotions is dumb. The idea that he was not meant to be with what's her name? Padme. That's stupid. Just let it happen. Who cares? Like, what difference does that make? I guess it means they're not focused all the time, right, on Jedi stuff. I guess it distracts them, I guess. But it's like, that sounds so Sith-like.
I mean, Anakin was still pretty good at Jedi stuff, even though he was dating.
It doesn't make sense. Padme. So I do like that this actually does criticize that logic a bit, that they're not always right, and that they mention like certain things were going on planets, but they didn't care enough to like stop them, because even though they're meant to be like the force for good, they still have to be like political and stuff like that. They still have to like please other countries. They can't just do exactly what they think is right all the time, which is still like a valid criticism, because they could maybe fix a lot of issues if they didn't want to please everyone enough. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Could done better.
Yeah, I think this arc was interesting, but at the same time, it's like, do we need 4 episodes of this in this 12-episode series? Did we need 4 of them devoted to this? It really wasn't that interesting. And then obviously, the best part of this entire series was the final arc. Get to me for a second there.
Just get to me for a second there. The final arc, which is like, hey, Order 66 happens, which I thought was interesting. I mean, I thought she was going to die, though, but I guess I didn't want to do that.
Well, no, she comes back in Rebels, so we know she's
Okay, I've heard of Star Wars Rebels.
So
I didn't know. I thought these were just set like. I just gonna sound weird. I thought they set like at the same time. I thought they were like two things.
No, Rebels is after Revenge of the Sith. This is before.
Okay.
So Rebels is just before.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think what this does a lot though is highlight that the prequels had good ideas and they messed all of them up.
Yeah.
And this kind of shows like similar things. It's like, hey, this could have been addressed better, but they didn't do it. It's like stuff that they could have maybe done, they didn't do. I don't like that. Darth Maul's whole thing in this is kind of pointless. He comes back,
I know what,
and he loses.
He's been back for ages.
That's it.
He's been in charge of Mandalore for ages.
I know, but his whole like thing was like, I'm gonna get revenge
on Kenobi because Kenobi doesn't show up.
And then I know, he loses the fight to her. Then he just escapes on a ship and leaves.
He's just like, that's bye. And then he turns up in Solo at the end.
Yeah.
And then he's in Rebels and he gets killed by Obi-Wan.
He gets killed in that again.
Yeah, no, he gets properly killed in that. Obi-Wan, he goes to Tatooine, and he fights old Obi-Wan, and it's just kind of like
the fights on this. A lot of them are just interchangeable, especially with the first arc. They're literally here are all the scenes. They shoot blue beams at the other people. They stand still. They don't get hit. They just shoot at them, and then the big guy does something cool or like interesting, or what he thinks is cool at least. He like does the wrecking ball thing. It's like okay.
Did you not like the Maul stuff? I think the best part of this final arc is when after Maul has been captured and they're on not Star Destroyer at that point, Republic cruiser, and it's like
I was gonna say, is this another Star Destroyer? But it's not.
It's not. It's a precursor to it, and in canon they take them down, scrap them, and rebuild them. That's what you kind of get in the new game, whatever that's called.
What, the last...
Yeah, the
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order, yeah, because he's working on taking apart those ships.
Yeah.
But I like the Maul stuff. I like how Ahsoka just goes in and is like, oh yeah, I'm going to let you out just as a distraction. I don't care. I'm not here. I don't care about you. You can die for all I care, but you are purely a distraction. I thought that was great. It's just
I thought it was a good idea, but I think it's also very flawed.
It did not work out for her in the end, though.
Exactly, I was going to say, it didn't work. They probably could have done enough. Also, some of the bit where she's like getting dragged up by the rope. She's a Jedi. Can't she just use the Force to like get up there? Can't the Jedi like jump really high? Wasn't that mentioned earlier? Couldn't she just done that?
Solo into Force Awakens.
That's not how the Force works. That is how the Force works. You can push stuff upwards. She can propel herself upwards, right?
I mean, I guess.
Leia flies in one of the movies. We can talk about that, so she could do that.
That's a special ability when it's called plot hole.
Yeah, that was stupid, but this is okay. You're a fan of this, sorry, I'm back. But you're not upset when they brought back Echo after all that time, just to like have him leave immediately.
I mean, the original plans for this series had different episodes in it, and then this is so we didn't know what was going to happen in the end. That kind of Echo and Bad Batch episode was leaked because they hadn't finished the animation on it yet, so they just released the unanimated episodes. So this series as a whole wasn't complete. So we knew some of what was happening. We didn't know about the middle arc and the final.
I don't like that.
And there were some episodes left out.
I would have been more mad probably if I was a big fan of that though, because they literally, if you've been waiting years for Echo to come back and help them, he literally comes back and he immediately leaves. And also, they're still clones, right? So when Order 66 affect them anyway. So it's not even like a happy ending, because he's still going to be affected by Order 66 in the end.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what happens with Cody as well. Like, Cody in this series is very close to Obi-Wan, and then obviously we see him in Revenge of the Sith, you know. Oh, look, you dropped your lightsaber, and then he picks it up and he goes and rides on the Space Lizard. Order 66 happens, and he says, shoot him down, you know. And send this whole series creating a connection. Now, I don't know if you got the whole inhibitor chip thing, but that was set up in an earlier arc. So you know where she operates on Rex and they remove the thing from his brain?
Yes.
So in an earlier series, there's this clone trooper called Fives.
Right.
And Tup. So Tup kills a Jedi because his chip malfunctions and he's like, I killed a Jedi, just killed one in combat. And then they're trying to cover it up. The Kaminoans and obviously Palpatine are trying to cover up the fact that this has happened. And Fives figures it out. He has his inhibitor chip removed, and he goes a bit insane. Okay. So then he's executed at the end, and Rex is like, "What happened? We need to sort this out." So that's why Ahsoka finds the file and is like, "Oh, if I remove this, Rex will go back to normal," which he does. And then a couple more clones do that, and you see them pop up in Rebels with Rex in the first series.
I do actually really like the Palpatine's idea of the clones, though, of using them. Again, that's not really part of this, but I do like that idea. of using their own thing they use to help them against them in the end, because it's like you were too reliant on these people.
Yeah, on this army that just
they turned
appeared.
on you. Exactly, this army that literally you created out of nothing, that could easily be manipulated because you didn't really check anything much about them. You're just like, we need them for the war. So I think that's a good idea. But the final movie I actually liked Revenge of the Sith. So there you go.
I think this series has a very powerful ending.
I don't know.
The relationship that Ahsoka sets up with the clones throughout the series is kind of like, she didn't want to kill these people, so she buries them at the end, and then
that's sad.
Drops her lightsaber in the snow, and then it cuts to, I don't know,
because she's choosing to not be a Jedi anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
because they're gonna die. Yeah.
Yeah. So her and Rex.
Okay, but how does that work though? Because if she doesn't identify as a Jedi, surely they would still kill her anyway.
Well, yeah, but she's a grey Jedi, so when she comes back in Rebels, she's got white lightsabers.
White lightsaber. Why? Because she's not like, she's in between.
She's in between. She's in between the light and the dark. She's grey.
Okay, they should have done that with Rey, by the way, because that was.
She's got a yellow lightsaber,
which means nothing, by the way.
It probably
has
something.
Zero meaning. No, it doesn't. Even J.J. probably lied and said, "Oh, well, the yellow is really a symbol for the sun because the sun will always rise, and just like the Skywalkers will always rise."
The sun will never set on the Soviet Union.
Soviet Union. That's not even true because it was all in one area.
Yep.
It was all in the east of Europe. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. But I think the ending was quite powerful, and then Darth Vader picks up the lightsaber and he knows exactly whose it is, and he looks at it and he ignites it and he thinks,
This honestly makes his turn like even dumber though to me, because it's like he literally went from a second to being like best friend of these people, and he doesn't. With the clones, it makes way more sense because they actually have the thing that makes them do that. That makes sense. But he literally just turns evil. Like the drop of a hat. He's like, yeah, I'm evil now. It's so weird. They should have written that much better. I don't know what they were doing. But
saying yes to George Lucas.
Even in this, as a thing, it's like if his ideas were good, they were there in theory. They just should have like got someone else to make them.
Yeah.
And now someone else should have produced the ideas that he had because he had good ideas.
Yeah, that's what happened with the original trilogy, and that's why it's so much better.
Exactly.
But, with Anakin's turn, it's out of fear because he doesn't want to lose his wife, and he's manipulated into doing it, and he's kind of like, he kills his wife and he's kind of like, well, this is who I am now. And then when we get to Rebels later on,
again, I don't like that either, because literally he's like, oh, I'm doing this all for my wife's dead, I guess I'll still do it. Like, okay, great, really good logic there. You did this whole thing and also I think he went way too far to just like just to be with his wife. He's like, I'm going to kill all these children because I want to be with my wife. It's like, okay, really? You couldn't just do it in private or something? You couldn't just like pretend? Is that not easier? No, you got to kill children and become the ultimate evil until you turn good again at the end. I guess you'd have to do the thing where it's like, you have to see that he's turned evil, but not fully evil to the point where he can become good again. Yeah. Because he does in the end, right?
Yes, he does. He saves his son.
I know, I still think that's...
Chucks the Emperor down a pit and he dies.
Nope.
Dies.
What's the line? It's like, cloning, dark magic, only the dark side of the Force know or something.
The dark side gives us many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
Unnatural.
How'd you do it? This is not an explanation.
Yeah, well, no, what an explanation that was. What a movie.
God damn that film.
Yeah, but this series, this season is fine. I don't think it's great. I think it's okay. I think the characters are like, they're fine, but they basically they're restricted by what they can and can't do. So I can't remember her name. How do you pronounce it?
Ahsoka.
I was going to say Osaka, but that's a place in Japan. So I keep thinking of that. Ahsoka. She's good, but really the only issue is you know what's going to happen with all the characters except her. So really more of it should be focused on her until... apart from more than it was.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen with Ahsoka beforehand.
Unless you watch... Again, I didn't watch Rebels. This is what I'll say. More people watching this have watched the original trilogy and the movies after that and the prequels than have watched Rebels.
Yes.
So there will be people like me, because I have watched the original trilogy, but I don't remember them. I watched them like ages ago, and I don't think I've watched them in full, all of them. So I know what happens. I still know what happens in all of them. So I still know he becomes Darth Vader. I still know Obi-Wan and him have a fight, and everyone chops off his legs and stuff. I know what happened. So, but I don't know what happens with her. So it's like kind of like, well, it's leading up to an inevitable thing. So it's not going to be that interesting.
I'm going to say something about Ahsoka's fate in Rebels that's going to really annoy you.
Okay, what is it?
So basically, in Series 2 of Rebels, spoilers for that, but I mean, it's been out for years. Darth Vader goes to a Sith temple. So the Rebels crew are there, and they're looking for a holocron. That's when they run into Maul. And Ahsoka comes in at the last minute to save them. And Ahsoka has a fight with Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And it kind of shows the human side and like how evil Darth Vader has become. Because Darth Vader kills Ahsoka in that scene.
Oh, wow, great.
But you're probably wondering, but Charles, you said she was alive at the end of Return of the Jedi. And
did they clone her?
No, they did not.
Or did they just bring her back from the dead? What did they do?
Time travel.
Oh, that's actually awful. That's really bad. They time traveled, didn't they?
Yeah. So Ezra, the main character of Rebels, finds this Jedi portal thing, and he goes into it, and it's like a link to the past, and it has all these different portals where you can intersect at different points in time. And he goes and he's watching this fight between Ahsoka and Darth Vader, and just before Darth Vader's going to kill her, he reaches in and pulls her out back into this negative zone.
That's bad. Like, you know what? If that's the case, why didn't they just do that with Palpatine? Why wasn't that this the excuse they gave? They're like, oh yeah.
Oh, because only Jedi can use it.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, Darth Vader's technically a Jedi when he dies now, so you can be like, he saved him. I don't know. That's also that's stupid too. Darth Vader killed all these. He destroyed the entire planet, but because he saved one guy, he's good now, and he's in the Jedi ghost thing. That's so bad. That's so stupid. I'm never gonna get that. All we had to do was do one good thing, and he's with all the good guys. He's with Yoda. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
But is he?
It's a classic redemption story. Kill a bunch of children and innocent people. Probably kill thousands of people.
That's why I can never get on board with the Sith redemption arc. They're literally the whole point of Darth Vader was he was meant to be space Hitler, right? How can he be redeemed? I can't see him being redeemed. He destroyed entire planets. I'm not gonna be yeah, he's a good guy now because he saved his son, and he only saved him because he was his son too.
But so what about Kylo Ren's redemption in the Rise of Sky?
Kylo Ren's is bad too, but Kylo Ren this is the thing. How am I meant to be oh yeah, this guy's actually a good guy now? He killed millions of people without caring at all.
He probably killed billions of people. It was destroy Alderaan. Exactly. That's got to be at least a billion.
So why am I meant to forgive him just because he has a crush on Rey? Who cares? He killed all those people. I'm not forgiving him. Why do I want to root for him? And all these people just oh yeah, Reylo, you got to root for Kylo, redemption. I don't get it. What's there to redeem? It's not like he did one. If he killed... The thing is with most movies is redemption or TV shows. Redemption's possible because what they've done is redeemable. There's nothing redeemable about that you can redeem enough of. You know what I mean?
That's why they keep dying. It's we're redeemed and now we're dead.
Yeah. You can never get past all the things he did. Literally, this is the thing they do. If they were alive, they'd have to go to prison for all the war crimes they committed. So they just kill them.
Yep.
There's no reason to think of all the people that oh, Kylo Ren's on our side now, but he killed my family. Is that okay? But he's on our side now, so you know. Why? Why would they take it? Why would they even want him at that point? Just kill him.
So yeah, if you like these Clone Wars characters in Ahsoka and Captain Rex, and Boba Fett, who's young in this, they will all be in the second series of The Mandalorian coming to Disney Plus in October.
Why do they need? I don't know why they keep doing these prequels, to be honest.
The Mandalorian is set after Return of the Jedi, which is fine, because...
That's still in between all these other movies. Why don't they just do something way before or way after?
That's what they're allegedly doing, but...
Why don't they just do that? Because there's so much other time periods they could be doing it. They're shooting themselves to, hey, right in between these two movies where this thing has to happen.
I mean, 90% of the content came out between A New Hope and Revenge of the Sith. They were game... TV series, Rogue One. Yeah. They were just take everything and put it here.
Though, the gap between those two is so
is a 19-year period
that you have to exactly. So, and also the things that happen, you have to fit it. It is very interesting to think about, but to a point. You don't need to. tell me every single thing. I liked Rogue One. You don't have to put every single thing. But I like Rogue One because you know they're all gonna die. Like we all know they were gonna die.
Is it going to annoy you even further if I'm going to tell you that Rogue One
they
is now getting a
somehow.
prequel series?
Okay, yes, because there's no need for it. Prequels in general are a bad idea because...
And there's also going to be the Obi-Wan series.
You have to set... I think that could be more interesting, because if it's about like him before all this
It's him on Tatooine, just chilling.
No, I don't know then. But it's like, why... I know why they do it. It's money reasons, because if you use recognizable characters that people recognize, then you can make more money, because people want to watch it more. If they see like... Oh, Darth Vader's in this. I want to see his childhood.
Yep.
But do you? Would you really not rather see original stories with like where you don't know what's gonna happen at the end? Because like Revenge of the Sith, what did people think was gonna happen? Like were they like, oh no, it becomes Darth Vader? What a shock!
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's what I don't get. One of the main aspects of like storytelling to me is like some level of not knowing exactly what's gonna happen, even if something's like fairly predictable. Like the Marvel movies, for example. Like, you know they're going to win, but it's about what happens along the way. Well, apart from Infinity War, they don't win. But they win in the end.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's about, like, what happens in between. The things in between make it unpredictable. In this, the things in between, like, you know what has to happen, the character events that have to happen for it to get to where it's at. You know he has to, like, show some signs of turning evil because he turns evil in the end. You know that she has to, because she's in Rebels, she has to survive because she's in Rebels. It's just like...
Yeah, they should have done this before they released
Rebels.
And also,
exactly, you already know the character she's going to become as well, because that's who she is in the next series. So it's just kind of like, what's the point?
So yeah, that's Clone Wars.
But I was pretty negative on this. It's okay. It's not bad.
From a Star Wars fan perspective, who grew up watching Clone Wars, I really enjoyed this series.
If I watched more Clone Wars when I was younger... if I watched more Clone Wars when I was younger, I'd probably like this more. Because I watched Young Justice recently, and I really liked that new series. But that's because I watched it when I was younger, probably, so I had more attachment to it.
I watched Clone Wars, and...
I watched like 2 episodes. I used to see adverts for it all the time.
I watched all of the Clone Wars as a kid.
Why did they make this and Rebels, though? What was the...
Well, Rebels was afterwards, so... This is
no. So Rebels, this got cancelled, and then
this got cancelled in the Disney takeover.
Oh right.
And then they were like, "Oh, we need."
And then they brought it back anyway.
They brought it back 7 years later, so it's all good.
Well,
2013 they cancelled this. Yeah.
And next episode, we're gonna talk about something more that's not Star Wars related, please.
Otherwise, Isaiah will cry.
No. What actually is there that we can do?
I'm not sure. Comment down below what you want to see.
No one's commenting.
Comment, like, subscribe,
Charles'
watch
5
the videos.
accounts are going to comment.
Yeah, we've got some stuff coming up that's in the pipeline. Some other projects that are slightly different to it. Maybe a little rebrand also coming. Maybe. We'll see.
We're going to see Charles account 5 commenting on this. Can't wait for the rebrand.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Charles is my favourite part of every episode.
Because I'm on every episode.
Oh, yeah. Next week, you're going to kick me off next week. You're like, oh, we're talking about the deep lore of Darth Vader and why he's actually the good guy.
Star Wars canon episode on my own.
Yeah. On your own.
On my own.
Next.
Yeah.
Oh, the title of the next video. Why Darth Maul is actually the good guy all along, or something dumb.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna do.
All right, thanks guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please do it. We need more people watching this. Share with a friend. Prove to us you have friends who want to watch this. Tell us what you want us to watch, and we will say things about it.
No, we won't. What if they say Riverdale? Are we watching that?
We will say things about it. We might not watch it again.
Now you go watch the latest season, man.
Oh, I'm done with that show.
With the rocket ship that blows up or something.
We are not coming back to Riverdale ever again. No.
Oh wait, there's a new 13 Reasons Why season. We could do that.
No.
Please. It's the final one, man. You gotta do it.
Fine, we will do 13 Reasons Why when it
comes. Oh yeah, we're
back
actually gonna do that. Let's go.
Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.